All right, let's talk about something we've all experienced, the textbook. Ever get that feeling that there's gotta be more to a subject than what's printed in those pages? Well, you're not wrong. So I'll just ask you this straight up. Is your textbook really telling you the whole story? It sounds like a simple question, right? But the answer can completely change how you think about learning itself. Okay, here's the best way to think about it, and this is a really powerful idea. Your textbook is like a map. It's super useful, right? It shows you the main roads, the big cities, the major landmarks, but the map is never the place itself. The actual territory is always way richer, more complicated, and honestly, a lot more interesting than what you can fit on a single piece of paper. So, if the textbook is our map, then what's lying just beyond its borders? What are all those fascinating little towns and hidden trails that it just doesn't show? And this comparison pretty much says it all. The map, your textbook, it's designed to give you one clean, straightforward story. But the territory, the actual subject, oh, it's messy. It is full of arguments and different opinions and amazing tiny details that a big overview just has to skip. And here's something you really need to know about these maps. A lot of them are kinda old. It takes a long time to get a textbook published. So that information you're reading, it could easily be 5, maybe even 10 years out of date. And in subjects like science or technology, a decade is like a lifetime. Discoveries are happening every single day. But the blank spaces on the map don't even stop there. Think about it. Textbooks are usually set up for you to just read and memorize. They're not always asking you to argue or to connect the dots yourself. And when that happens, a fascinating subject can accidentally get boiled down to just a list of facts you need to cram for the test. Okay, but here's the good news. It's about learning how to use that map as a launching point. It's about getting the mindset of an explorer, ready to actually go out into the territory. So what kind of tools do you need for a journey like that? Well, the process for becoming a really active learner is probably simpler than you'd think. First, you just find other sources to compare. Don't rely on just one. Then you start putting the ideas together, synthesizing them to see a bigger picture. After that, you've got to evaluate the evidence for yourself. And finally, you build your own, much richer understanding of the topic. And here's why this is so important. When you do this stuff, you're not just learning about history or biology. You are building what might be the single most crucial skill for your entire future: critical media literacy. That's the ability to swim through this ocean of information we all live in and figure out what's actually trustworthy. Now, we get to the really good part. When you actually start exploring beyond the map, what do you find? What are these treasures that are just waiting out there for you in the territory? You find the spark. Seriously, this quote just nails it. When you go beyond the simple facts and dates, you get to connect with the incredible stories and the sense of awe that made people want to study this stuff in the first place. You finally find the why. Another treasure you'll find out there is a much more complete, more inclusive story. A single perspective is just never enough. Textbooks, historically, have left out a lot of different voices. By looking for other authors and other sources, you start to piece together a picture of our world that is way more accurate and, more true. So the rewards for this kind of exploring, they're totally real. We're talking about a much deeper passion for what you're learning, being able to make way stronger arguments in your own work, and building all those future-ready skills we just mentioned. It all comes together to give you a way better understanding. And this all leads to a really profound shift. This whole process changes you. You stop being just a student who's following a path someone else drew, and you become a confident navigator, someone who can actually chart their own course through any new subject. And that is the whole point. This one sentence really brings everything home. Your education isn't about memorizing one book perfectly. It's about getting the skills and the confidence to navigate the huge, messy, amazing world of information that's all around us. So, the next time you open that textbook, see it for what it is. It's your map. It's a great starting point. But the real adventure, that begins the moment you decide to take that first step off the marked trail. Your map is in your hand. Where are you going to explore first?
Please like, subscribe Global Indonesia School YouTube channel. Check it out now.